What's up guys, KSWTV here, back again with a brand new video and a brand new sort of transfer video, but this is going to be not regarding Man City, it's going to be regarding Newcastle United with the recent appointment of Eddie Howe, and this is going to be my 3 top players that they should buy or loan with ones I've got in here and really bolster the team to, survive this Premier League, because their main objective this year, especially with how much money they want to spend next year at the start of the window, is going to be insane. So they want to be able to do that in the Premier League and draw big players in while they're still in the Premier League with the money and wages they can provide, and with the new appointment of Eddie Howe, as I said before. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. But before we get into the 3 players I have picked, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've grown tremendously in the last 30 days, over 35 subscribers, so thank you to all the new subscribers. And if you haven't hit the bell, make sure you hit the bell so you're notified every single time I upload. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Man City content, football content and transfer content in general. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now for this first player I have picked is William Saliba from Arsenal Football Club, currently on loan at Marseille. I'm not too sure if it's to the end of this year. I'm pretty sure it is to the end of this year, or it might be the next year after. But what I was thinking, maybe they could do some talks with Arsenal to bring in Saliba and just take him off their hands, because Saliba is coming for a massive fee as an 18-year-old for £27 million from St Etienne in League One, topped as one of the best new Varane sort of regen players coming out of France. He has so much potential, so much hype around him, and since he's joined Arsenal hasn't even played one single game for them in the Premier League. He's been shipped out on loan to St Etienne, the club that he got bought from, and now to Marseille, where he's having an amazing spell with the club in France. I've gone with this suggestion because it's a bit out there. I don't think anyone has said this suggestion, and Newcastle need to get their spine sorted straight away. Now, this 20-year-old 6'4" stature of a centre-back is not seeming to be in Mikel Arteta's plans or going forward, even though they've kind of gone for the route that they're signing younger sort of players. They're trying to get the age down, bring in younger players, try and get some resale value if they do sell on, because they've been losing a lot of money of not selling on players, letting them go on freeze, and not being able to sell players like Granit Xhaka, who are old and not really cutting the mustard at Arsenal Football Club. So this is the sort of route they've gone down, but they've still shipped out Saliba, even though he looks like an amazing prospect. From the games that I've seen him in League One and in the Europa League, since Marseille are playing in Europe this year, he's looked quality. He looks like a massive stature of a man, like a sort of like a Van Dijk sort of opposing body, really big, broad shoulders, really tough on the ball, and he's just looking very good for his age, especially in a team like Marseille, who are a decorated team in France. He's very comfortable on the ball. He has a 94% pass completion from the back. And as I said, very young, high potential. This lowers the age range of Newcastle. They have a lot of older players in the team that are not going to be able to resell or be able to get some value out of them. I'm thinking of players like John Joe Shelby, players that they've got to play with, because they've got no other option. They can't draw in players. And as I said before, Newcastle need their spine sorted out. An opposing young prospect, massive potential, massive chance for massive resale value, very comfortable on the ball, as I said before, high pass completion, comes from 2 great clubs, Arsenal and Marseille. Not played in Arsenal, but has been picked up by Arsenal for a reason. Obviously, we haven't seen it yet, but he's playing for Marseille. They've taken him on loan, and Marseille are really good with taking people on loan and getting the best out of them. Thinking Guendouzi as well for this year from Arsenal. He's looking very decent in that team, and I think this is a guy that could slot straight into the starting 11 for Eddie Howe's team and improve that spine drastically. And it's been someone that hasn't been said, probably because he's on loan. I could be mistaken about the year loan. He could be on 2 years. But I think that Newcastle should be able to discuss with Arsenal bringing him back off loan and then giving him the price that they want. Player number 2, Aaron Ramsey from Juventus. Now, it's been pretty clear in the last couple of months, Juventus has made it pretty clear to Aaron Ramsey that he is not in their plans going forward. They're looking for a younger player in his position, not on the ridiculous wages that Aaron Ramsey's on. And he hasn't been that good in Turin anyway. It's been disappointing. They got him on a free, so they haven't spent any money on a transfer fee, but he's on ridiculous wages for the output that he's put. into Juventus. He was tapped as someone that's going to be so creative for them, a real good box-to-box player, a leader, someone that can take the ball, run with it, make opportunities, score goals, and he just hasn't done that. He's only got 5 goals and 5 assists in 49 appearances, and I guess that some of those appearances, a good few of them have been off the bench. It is still all right numbers, I guess. 10 contributions from 49 games from a box-to-box midfielder that hasn't been playing as much as he'd like, but he started off at Juventus playing a lot of football, and the only reason that he's had to come on for the subs for the few of those matches is because of his lack of form. Now, what can he bring to Newcastle? Well, he has played in the Premier League before. He's played with Arsenal at a high level for them. He's played in the Champions League with Juventus. He's played at another top club in Juventus as well. He is also got a very good passing percentage at Juventus of 87.9 this year from the games that he's played. So he's still very comfortable on the ball, regardless of his output that is expected of him. And he can replace a man, as I said before, as John Joe Shelby when I was talking about Saliba, a sluggish old player that needs to be moved on and needs to be replaced with a younger, more Premier League proven, a better player in general, like Aaron Ramsey. And I think that Aaron Ramsey going into any team in the Premier League except for maybe a top 6 club just improves that team straight off the bat with his experience, his leadership, his attributes that he can bring to the team. And as I said before, he is Premier League proven. He's rated around 10 million on transfer market, that is in euros. So I'm thinking that, you know, maybe Newcastle could sweep him maybe for around the 7 to 10 million pounds mark, which would be a really good fee to upgrade your players in the midfield. And, you know, even though he's going to be on pretty high wages, he's not going to be on the wages that he's getting at Juventus. I'm sure he knows that wherever he goes from now on, he's going to have to take a wage cut. But as I said before, putting Aaron Ramsey in that midfield improves the team drastically. Another midfielder for my third and final signing, probably the biggest one that I would make, and someone that I would love in my team at Man City, probably as a rotation player, because he probably wouldn't be better than Rodri or Fernandinho. Yves Bissouma from Brighton Hove Albion. Now, the Mali international joined from Lille in the French league for £15 million. What a bug, and that seems like 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And ever since he's come into the Premier League for Brighton, he has not had a bad game that I could watch. He definitely has had a bad game, I'm sure. But from what I've watched, he is absolutely brilliant. He is so good at cutting passing lanes, really good work rate. He's not going to give you goals and contributions from deep, but he loves to carry the ball. He has a very good pass on him, and he's just a solid all-round player. He's sort of like a mix. He could be the next Kante, I reckon. He could be the next Ndidi Leicester, you know, establishing themselves as a top 3, top 4 midfielder in the Premier League. In 93 appearances, he's got 3 goal contributions, but it is him as a player that is what Newcastle need. They need a midfielder deep that can win the ball back, that can distribute very quickly, that is Premier League proven, as I've said before, and also can really help on counter-attacks. And with him being able to cut passing lanes like N'Golo Kante-ish, and being able to pass and distribute the ball very well, quickly, with pace, carrying the ball from deep up and offloading it to the creative midfielders or the wingers. You know, he can be a player that can create a lot of key passes for Newcastle, and goals is what Newcastle needs, especially with them being in a place where they are probably going to get relegated unless they do something major with Eddie Howe, him coming in, and in the transfer market that is going to come in January. Now, this could be a tough one because this guy has been linked with 2 of the biggest clubs in England right now, Liverpool and Manchester City, so that can sway him definitely with who he wants to go with. But he has been in some recent legal drama regarding a woman. I'm not going to go into it because innocent until proven guilty, that is the main thing here. And if he does get off these charges, which I'm pretty sure he will, that he will have the options, but maybe that sort of storyline and the narratives in the media might draw away of those 2 clubs. I know that Man City, as I go for them, we have Rodri being absolutely fantastic in the last, well, probably this year, he's really shown it, because in every game he hasn't played, we've lost or draw. and we need a Fernandinho replacement as a backup, or someone that can challenge Rodri and rotate, because we know how Pep loves to rotate. But Liverpool could be more likely to get him, and I don't know if Liverpool really want to go that way, but if you got the choice between Newcastle or Liverpool, obviously you're going to pick Liverpool. Transfer market rates him around the 30-ish million mark. That would be fitting if this legal sort of stuff continues around the transfer market and there's a little bit of uncertainty with what it's going to come out as. But if Newcastle talk to the lawyers, talk to whoever is involved in helping Basuma and get him some help and be able to beat the case and, you know, get the proof that he needs to be able to win the case, then I'm sure that Newcastle could snatch him up if Liverpool don't want to, or another team like that want to. I reckon it's going to be for around the 40-45 million at the very least. Brighton want to make as much money as possible. We saw that they sold Ben White, their best centre-back in their team, just shy of 55 million or something like that. And that's crazy to think Ben White's worth that money, but he has got a while to prove that. But he's got a very high percentage of tackle here, 64% chance of him getting tackles in when he puts one in. 36.2 passes per game. So, as I said before, he's going to help with counter-attacks. He's going to help with winning the ball back, cutting passing lanes. And honestly, this could be the best signing that could probably get and draw in. And, you know, you never know. He could help them if he joins them within 2 years to challenge for Europe, or even get into Europe, depending on how Newcastle spends their money and if they keep Eddie Howe or upgrade the coach. You never know. You never know what the future holds with Newcastle United. You never know. But that was my top 3 signings that I think that Newcastle should go with. Who do you think should they go with? You leave a comment in the section. Now, that was my top 3 signings that Newcastle should go for, either this or next transfer window, with the suggestions that I made with Basuma and Saliba. But I definitely think they should go for Ramsey this transfer window. And, you know, I reckon this could improve the team drastically, take them from a relegation fighting sort of team up into the mid teens, you know, 12th, 13th, 14th consistently at the very least. But without further ado, actually, you let me know in the comments who you think that Newcastle should buy. You know, any names that I haven't thought about that no one really has been talking about. And I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notification bells, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.